What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. This week, it was Angry's beautiful idea to spend 30 plus hours building a giant mall featuring all four of us. Did I even mention that this mall has full interior? This is gonna be a jam-packed episode, so strap down and let's get started. This all started about a month ago when Angry Death Truck saw this plot of land and he was like, we should build a mall here. And I was at first super against it. I was like, no way, we're not going to build a mall in the middle of downtown. But then I started thinking, what if we do a mixed use mall type situation? So we take this train station, we incorporate it in this mixed use area, we put a hotel, a mall, and a bunch of parking. You know, that I feel like that could work. So we decided to do that, and little did we know it would take about 30 plus hours from all of us to complete. No matter how big the project is, you have to start somewhere, so I took the lead with starting with layout, and later Angry joined in to help with layout as well. I decided it would be easiest to start with the train station to get those train lines extended, and then start working with the parking garage down below, as that would be the part that no one really sees and kind of needs to be done first, because it's half underground, half above ground, because the terrain kind of slopes a little bit. So that's kind of the grand strategy for this whole section of the video, is just get the layout of the mall. This step right here is super critical, and that is planning the interior. I feel that this is probably the hardest part of planning a mall, because you have to kind of build the outside to fit the inside, so you have to plan it all at once. So that is why I chose to do kind of a white box construction. That is essentially just build everything out of white and make it just essentially a white box, and then we'll add details later. So that right now we are just adding in the walls where all the shops are going to go, and then once we figure out the ground floor shops, it's essentially as easy as stacking it up. However, I couldn't stack it using the command because it's on a diagonal, so I kind of had to build it by hand. But once you build it once, it's easy to replicate it just 2 more times going up. In this corner, this is the perfect spot to build a hotel, so I decided to somehow connect it in with the mall structure, somehow seamlessly. I don't know how I did it, but it worked. And then onward from the 5th floor up is going to be the hotel, and I believe I fit 12 per floor, and there's 14 floors, so that is about 168 hotel rooms in this hotel, some of them bigger than others. But every floor is pretty much the same except for the top 2. Right here you can see I kind of jumped the gun and did interior for the entire hotel portion, just so I didn't have to go back and do it later. It's a lot easier to do it now, and then once the interior is done, I'm able to stack it up, which I got captured from 2 angles for you guys, which is super satisfying. After the building is stacked up, I am able to work on the top 2 floors. I had no design in mind, I just started going, and this is what came out. I think it turned out really cool, really modern looking, and then with a little bit of help from ranks, I was able to extend the facade down on those bottom 5 floors, and this is where I came up with the name for the mall, Metroplex. It's kind of like metro and complex just crammed together. I don't know, that's just the name for this whole complex. And then I'm able to just go around and add a bunch of windows and clean up everything, and pretty much this mall is done on the exterior. It was now time for the part that actually took approximately 30 hours, and that is dreaded interior. I'm not the hugest fan of interior because it takes so long, but it is so worth it, especially on a big structure like this. So let's get started. How I tackled the interior was pretty simple. I just went through the entire building and did all of the ceilings, lighting, and flooring, and just general details. and then we went back through it all again and did all of the shops in like fine detailing and added in color. So right now I'm just going to go through and kind of just, it's still going to be very plain in here, but add in all of the lighting and the flooring just to make it a little bit easier to do the shops. We are now able to start furnishing this giant mall. I started in the food court. I started with putting in a bunch of tables and chairs, and our first 2 food spots are going to be a pizza place and a taco place, and I decided to leave the rest of them for Angry to build because after all, this entire mall was his idea, so I didn't want to take complete control over it, although that's kind of what happened. And then I just moved into the giant open space, pretty much the lobby, and started making that look all pretty and added in a mall information desk, and then after that I started building some of the shops. Right here, I just wanted to finalize the look of the front entrance. I added a few more smaller trees and a nice few glowing billboards for some advertisements. And then there was one shop front that was detached from the mall and is on street level. So I decided to make it a nice souvenir shop. You cannot access the mall through this store. You have to go through the street. So I decided to make it a different type of shop. After that was done, I decided to go to the main floor of the mall and start doing the shops in the main hallway. You can see in the map right here, this is all the stores that are on the ground floor. These were pretty much all built by me. Upstairs is where a lot of the friends started helping out. I decided to take a quick break from building shops, and with the help from Ranks, we tackled the lobby to the hotel. I think this turned out really nice and very modern, and I think we just absolutely nailed this hotel lobby. And then right above the lobby, we decided to build a fancier restaurant just for the hotel guests. This has also a bar and a crap ton of seating, and a very gourmet kitchen, which I did not get on camera, but trust me, it is a gourmet kitchen. Right after Ranks got off, Angry got on, and he did not like the fountain, so he decided to redo the fountain, which I think turned out for the better. And then we were able to just completely knock out this food court, finally get it done and over with, and then just continue on the endless amount of shops inside of this mall. So I wanted to build a Spencer's, but I didn't want to use the actual name. So in iCarly, Jerry Trainer plays Spencer. So we decided to call this JT's in short for Jerry Trainer. So hopefully you enjoy this Spencer's remake. And then Angry was over here making a chocolate shop. I think this turned out really well, very basic. A lot of these shops were very repetitive, so it was just basically kind of repeating the same thing over and over again. And then after that, we finally got a new builder. Introducing to everyone, Baconator. He is very good at keeping Angry Death Truck in check, and also very good at building boats. I suck at building boats, so I commend him for that. But anyway, he decided to build a nice little Mexican restaurant on the mall. The name of it is La Silla de Montar, which translates to The Saddle. So I think it is a perfect name for this Mexican steakhouse, which turned out really cool. And while that was happening, me and Angry Death Truck were over here building a clothing store called Caddyfin. Apparently it's a chain that he has on his city center mall, so we brought it over to Matadora. And then all three of us tag teamed a shop. We made this one an arcade. It has those Let's Dance games, it has skee ball, it has those motorcycle games, and a bunch of arcade games. And then also there's a giant big plush duck in the corner that you can win for 1,000 tickets. I then proceeded to build a furniture store alone, and let me tell you, this thing took approximately 2.5 to 3 hours to make. There was so much detail in here, so enjoy this. And then after that, the next day, I took a break from building shops and I decided to fill out the rest of the hotel. So those 5 floors below the hotel but above the mall, I decided to turn into the gym, a spa, ballroom space, and a bunch of lounge space on the level with the pool. So that was my next thing that I tackled. With the hotel being completely done now, I transitioned to underneath the train station. Underneath here was the security offices, the mall offices, and a staircase to get up to the other side of the train station to go essentially underneath the tracks. So that's what I was working on here. And then while I was working on that, Angry Death Truck was building some more shops upstairs, which you will see in a second. And then we tag teamed pretty much the rest of the shops. So towards the end here, we were getting a little lazy. We did not feel like doing this entire store, so we decided to make it under construction. And it was on the 3rd floor, kind of tucked away in the corner a little bit, so it was all the way away from the main lobby. So we decided it can be a construction site. And then we only had 4 more shops left, and we filled them up with another one that was about to be closed, and it had a bunch of like clearance signs hanging from the ceiling. So I thought that was kind of funny. And then we had another one that was kind of like a Toys R Us parody, and then the last one was a GameStop parody. And then the final thing to do before we finished up this build was to go back outside and finish up some last minute landscaping. And that is it for this project. This has been a massive project. Angry Death Truck, this was a great idea, but at the same time it sucked. So I'm happy with how this turned out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and let's take a look at the final result. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. Shout out to these 4 for helping. It wouldn't have been possible without their help. Also, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and if you really liked the video, hit that subscribe button. It helps and it goes really a long way, and I appreciate it. Spent a lot of time on this video, but it was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the outcome. I will see you guys in the next video. I have no idea what we're gonna build, so it'll be a surprise. Bye!